Hi, this is John Elden Gibbons, and today we're going to talk real quick about where you can get some of these books. Internet Archive is a good place to find them. If you are, if you need to check them out, that's possible. Depends on how old the books are. One of the things I want to talk about today, and I'm going to do this on the phone because it's really, I pulled this one off of Internet Archive. Uh, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you've never read it, you really should read this book. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. So, this is all about the fundamental techniques of handling people, the big secret of dealing with people. Part two is a section on ways to make people like you. I'm not going through every one of these, but I'm just giving you a basic idea. Part three, how to win people to your way of thinking. Obviously, these are based on sales. Now, I got to tell you something. If you have never done sales, selling is all about teaching and convincing and actually creating a relationship with somebody. You cannot get anything in this world without creating some form of relationship, whether it's here on the internet or it's in person. And the ability to learn how to do that is one of the fundamental things that will get you to the next step. This is based on every person who has ever succeeded in life. I'm making a pretty broad statement there, but what I want to tell you is that when I mean every person who has ever succeeded, it is every person who has been able to convince another person to either buy their product, because let's go back real quick. I'm going to kind of digress a little bit. I've been working with somebody who's an internet influencer, and she has a very large following. One of the things that we looked at was doing surveys and asking questions. And with the group that she's working with, there are fundamental questions that you want to know from a poll. And she got a response of around probably 8,000 people on this 124-hour poll test. And the question was, what's more important to you? And we broke it down into several different categories. And we had money or wealth. The second one was relationship. And ultimately, we traded it off. She actually did the work on this, but I gave her the prompts to go with it. And the result was outstanding 100%. No. The result was that the largest majority, well over 67%, were interested only in making money. The reason that this is so important is because money is the gateway in which you can afford to do everything from help other people, help yourself, help your family. Now, health is extremely important. Relationship is important. And they rank down lower on the percentages. The next thing that was important was a relationship, but it was almost twice as much of people saying that they wanted to work, figure out a way to make more money or any money. All right. Tip for the day, read Dale Carnegie. We'll talk a little bit about his life later on, but the most important thing is it's going to tell you how to deal with, work with, and be involved with people, right? A lot more involved in people. People matter, okay? You cannot do any of this without it. If, in fact, something like AI is going to replace you, they will not be able to. AI will not be able to replace the one-on-one personal contact of you creating an idea, using whatever technique, including AI, and then turning around and creating a relationship with someone. The day that happens, that AI will be 100% able to create this relationship, is the day that mankind, womankind, people kind cease to be important in the equation. I do not believe that that day is upon us. Look, tip for the day, learn to work with people. Understand how. There's a quick book for you. We'll be talking more about it. One tip, by the way, one of the tips that Carnegie talks about all the time is that people like to talk about themselves. Get them talking about themselves. Find out about them. Ask more questions, but don't ask intrusive questions. Ask, and don't ask yes, no questions. Ask specifically for them to explain things about their life. Show that you're interested. Occasionally, it's good to throw something in. So I've asked a few questions. Now I've got to share with you something about myself. For example, about myself, if you did not know, when it comes down to struggle, a few years ago, I had a back surgery that left me largely incapacitated, and my mobility was pretty much non-existent. I have made great strides as a result of the help of many people and also my own hard work, because you still have to put in the hard work. You still have to do the things you need to get to the next step. What I hope that you take away from today is that you learn to talk to people. And that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is probably the number one primer. Quick story on this, and then we're going to be out for the day. I was in a bookstore, and I had gone into this store to promote my books, but the guy who owns the place is a friend and, has become a friend, actually. And somebody walked in the store with his girlfriend, and the guy was looking around and asked for books on basically success, came up with two. And I don't remember what the other book was, but it was more of a kind of how to get rich quick, or, the title said, you will be successful. The other book was Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And my friend, he's judicious in all cases. And, he said, well, both of those books are good. Truth is, I said, look, you want to do anything? Read that book, Dale Carnegie's. And I could see that he looked over at his girlfriend, and it was kind of like, she kind of looked at him like, How to Win Friends and Influence People, as opposed to the other title, which was basically How to Create Wealth Quickly. You could see the look on his face and the hesitation. It's like, well, I'm going to go with this other book. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe it worked for him. But without those basic foundations of people skills, we all got a problem. Anyway, take this away today. Make it a point today to go out when you're out and about and learn to talk to somebody. Analyze for yourself, well, how did it go? If it failed or it didn't go well, then ask yourself, why didn't it go well? Read the book. We're going to go over some of the points later on. It's going to go into one of the advanced programs that I'm working on. We're going to do an independent study of it along the way. Now, I am working on the 7-day program, and that will be absolutely free. So it's really important that 7-day program is going to springboard you to the higher level, where you're going to be able to actually use that information. So that, and like I said, this is going to be an absolutely free 7-day training. This is John Elden Gibbons. I hope you're having a wonderful day. See you later.